Good Friday morning. This is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. I'm going to update you on any severe potential that we might be looking at this evening and in the overnight hours and any kind of storm activity. Before we get to that cold front, the cold front's approaching from our northwest. Today is going to be the last of our run of 90-degree days, at least in this stretch. So we could reach the low to mid 90s today as long as no storms pop up in the afternoon heat. Then we'll cool down significantly. We may take one more run at 90 degrees mid-month, but then looking at the North Pacific, there may be a very big cool down coming the third week of the month, right in time for actual seasonal fall. So we'll see how that develops. But in the meantime, let's take a look at our short range. Here's a look at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for today, and we can see that there's a marginal risk of severe across most of the state of Indiana as that cold front approaches. You can see there's a slight risk up in Michigan. That's closer to where the low pressure system is going to be, and that's where the better chances for some rotation would occur. Down here, there's just not enough. There's plenty of cape to fuel storms, but there's not very much in the way of shear to help create any kind of a spin. So tornadoes are not a risk down here. Our main threats are going to be damaging winds and large hail, and even that's going to be pretty isolated, as you'll see when I go through the model run. I'm going to show you the High Resolution Rapid Refresh, or HRRR model, but none of the models are going to hit this dead on, but this just kind of gives you a little bit of a visual of what we might be looking at. So we'll start this off around 2 o'clock this afternoon. You can see storms just barely beginning to reinitialize out in Illinois. Then as the afternoon progresses, then they begin to develop better back to our west and northwest. And again, I will emphasize that though the majority of our activity is going to occur late this evening, overnight, and then into the morning, if some isolated cells can pop up in the heat of the day, they could be severe and they could produce some localized very heavy rainfall because the precipitable water is very high. So anything that pops up in the heat of the day could be a localized super soaker. But here's looking around 9 p.m. tonight. Again, we can see there's not a completely solid line. It's kind of patchy, and I do agree with that. I do think that this model will lose some of the coverage will be better overnight than what this model is probably going to show. But as we advance on, you see this model becomes very scattered overnight. And I do think it's going to be scattered, but I think the coverage is going to be better than what this shows. Most of us in this county need some rain. Areas down around Pendleton did pick up a little bit of rain with the isolated storm yesterday afternoon. Northern County, Madison County picked some up a few days ago, but most of us in this county haven't had any measurable rain in a couple of weeks. I do think we all will probably get rainfall tonight, but again, it's still going to be kind of scattered, so hopefully we all cash in. But so here we are moving into the mid to late morning tomorrow, and then the cold front finally pushes all the activity to our south by tomorrow afternoon. So just a quick recap. Hot, humid this afternoon, highs in the low to mid 90s. Any isolated storms that pop up this afternoon could be severe and could be very localized super soakers. If something pops up this afternoon, somebody could pick up an inch of rain in a very short order. Our main threat of storms will come late this evening, overnight, through probably late morning tomorrow. I think by the time we're hitting noon tomorrow, most of the activity should be pressing through. Now, I will throw in this one caveat. If that front slows down any more, where it hasn't passed by the time we hit mid-afternoon tomorrow, then we could be watching for some severe tomorrow afternoon. But the pace it's on right now, I think it's going to get through here by late morning, and then our rain activity would largely move out also by late morning. So, of course, I will update you. If there's any need to go live, I will. But I will update you as this develops and as the timing becomes more clear and as the coverage becomes more clear. So So this is Micah Mitchell with Madison County Weather Updates. Have a great day.